getting to know the people, know the systems, know that the foundation was there for success. Whatever questions I had, I mean, literally they were answered in way less than 24 hours. I believe so much in this concept and this brand and where it sits in the marketplace. I see there being an amazing future for the brand.
I'm here just to really capture your story from your first initial call with us to all the way to signing with Glow. Can you take me back to the very beginning, right up to that very first call with us, and how the whole Glow journey started for you?
Yeah, I'm trying to even remember what I came across online or in an article for me to go, I really love that concept and I think it's going to be very successful. But something hit me somewhere and I can't remember exactly where it was. And that's when I reached out, and then Darius was my contact after that, and he took me through the whole process. But it was a thing where I had been looking on and off at different businesses, gosh, for the better part of 4 or 5 years. And then something clicked with that franchise. And then after getting to know the people involved as well, that even made it more enticing, because you can have a great concept that you think will be successful, but you're partnering with the people too. And if the people aren't like-minded, don't have values, and aren't going to be fun to work with, it might not be worth the journey, no matter how much money you're going to make. So I immediately saw a quality group of people, including Darius. So after that, once I felt good in my gut about moving forward, everything was smooth. Darius was a dream. Whatever I needed, whatever questions I had, I mean, literally they were answered in way less than 24 hours as we went through the journey. And the franchise calls were invaluable. So make a note of that. To hear other franchisees talk transparently about their journey is huge.
On those validation calls, those groups.
Yeah, that's huge, because that takes the need for you to, on your own, have to go hunt these people down and go, okay, tell me what the real deal is. They're making this sound great. It can't be all that great. That took that step out of the process. And you could just tell these people were being very honest about their journeys, the good times and the struggles, so that's just so key for somebody considering a huge investment, to hear from those people that have done it, from people that have been doing it for 10 years to people that have only been doing it for a year, and just got their first store open. So that was critical. And then other than that, it's just the semantics of what you have to go through to finalize everything. But all of that was incredibly smooth. No hiccups, no nothing. I mean, I don't have, as I look back on it, I do not have any complaints. And I can say that now still, as I just signed off on the SBA pre-approval, that I still don't have any complaints. Quinn has been all over it. We had a couple little hiccups in the approval process, and he hopped right on it. So that was nice. And this first time is always going to be a little more difficult than stores 2, 3, and 4. So that's what I keep telling myself. There's hurdles to jump over right now that you're not going to have to jump over those again, because you won't be reinventing the wheel. So even right up until today, I'm still very impressed. And now I'm working with Catherine on site selection. So we're literally supposed to be getting locations from her today. So everything's moving along the way it should. And I don't feel like anybody's dragging their feet. They want the situation to move forward and to get a store open just as bad as I do, which is nice. The last thing you would want is you're all excited about doing this, and then all of a sudden you feel like you're not getting any help to get it done. So that's certainly not the case. So far, you've got a happy partner over here. I believe so much in this concept and this brand so far, and where it sits in the marketplace for folks that say don't have 6-figure incomes, to actually have a place they can go and get some of the things that the 1%ers get, because it's very expensive to take care of yourself nowadays. If you want any type of health modality or recovery, all of these places want $200 a month just to start. So I feel it's a cool niche so that normal people can do some of the things that the wealthier get to do. Yeah, I think it's affordable luxury is what Ani used. I see there being an amazing future for the brand.
100%. Yeah, that's all excellent. Bringing it back to Darius, what role do you feel like he played in helping you make your decision?
He answered all the tough questions that I needed answered when I needed them answered. I've been around long enough. I'm 56 years old and been in corporate America and non-for-profit America and done a lot of things. So once I'd done the research and felt good about the business model, nobody had to twist my arm to pull the trigger on this. It was more so just getting to know the people, know the systems, know that the foundation was there for success. And he did a great job of making sure I felt comfortable in all of that, if that makes any sense. But obviously, he's just a good guy. I've led sales teams my whole life. I would hire him in a second to be on my team with his customer facing skills and just everything else. He's a good dude.
Excellent. So you mentioned that you were looking for about 4 or 5 years before you eventually pulled the trigger on Glow. Why Glow? Was there really that aha moment that made you realize, like, yep, this is the one?
Yeah. What I just mentioned was a big part of it, just where it sits in the marketplace and being able to help. I'm a big health and fitness guy. And I feel like the more we take care of ourselves, we can change the world. And our healthcare situation in this country is so messed up that we have to take responsibility of our bodies and our health. And I just feel like to have a spot in the marketplace where anyone can go and enjoy some of these modalities to make themselves feel better, not only physically, but mentally. That's a huge segment that I don't see existing at all in the marketplace right now. I'm also a mentor of young people. So when Ani started talking about the ability to turn young people into owners down the road, that really spoke to me and my values, because it's so true. We run into these really good young people on the journey, and then we have to wave goodbye to them when they have to go get their big boy or big girl job. And that's cool to think that you could have some really good operators that you could pull aside and go, listen, this company's got a program that could keep you involved, and this could be your career, and a fruitful one on top of that. And I've already talked to a very sharp young lady that I want to hire, and I've told her, hey, this does not just have to be a gig. If you like this and you see that it's something you might want to do, it could be a lot more for you, and I'll support you in that journey. So that was big too. That was really big. And then just hearing from the owners that they're not losing their minds trying to run these places.
That's big.
That they actually have a life. I mean, nothing's easy, but to hear them say that they can actually do some other things as long as they've got a great team in place, that's incredibly encouraging, because that's rare. That's just flat rare.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of things that lined up with this brand. And then I'll just go back to the people again. I mean, once you've been around for a while, you realize that who you're doing it with is a big part of the journey. And if you can't stand the people you're in business with or doing business with, it's going to be drudgery, to say the least.
Yes.
I think highly of every person I've come across so far. So all of those things, it was just like one after the other, everything kept lining up. But it has to start with a brand and a concept that you believe in. And it started with that, and then it just built, the layers built on top of that to make it make sense.
Really big, for sure. So as closer to, I know you're still doing the SBA loan process and site selection, but as you're getting closer and looking forward to like opening day, what excites you the most?
Finally, actually making some money instead of just spending a bunch. I'm a big teams guy, so I look forward mostly to putting a dynamite team together and making sure they have fun at what they do. I've been a coach of people a long time, and I really enjoy that. And in a retail environment, you have to have somebody that supports people all the time, or they'll just get burnt out or check out, one of the two. So I look forward to that. I look forward to having that team and that daily interaction and being there to help them be successful. It's not a lot about me at this stage in life. It's about giving back and legacy and things of that nature. And I look forward to getting my family involved as they want to. If it's something they want to get involved with, it would be cool to have them involved. So yeah, there's a lot to look forward to, but it's hard for me to jump to that point because I'm so focused on going through the steps that it takes to get there. I rarely put myself at the end of the journey going, oh, this is cool now, it's all done. It's like, okay, we'll get there, but we got a lot of things we have to do before we get to that point. So that's my focus now. So it's kind of hard for me to get really jacked up about what it's going to look like in a year. You know,
Yeah, I'm the
knowing that there's some fun hurdles to get over between now and then with permitting and construction and all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
That's part of the journey.
definitely. And I will be checking back in with you actually a little bit before your grand opening and then about 3 months after. So I'm excited to hear how it's going closer to.
That's cool.
So you'll get to tell me when you get there. We'll get to hear.
I love that. I think that's a brilliant move on your guys' part to stay in touch with people and learn how you can do things better, what went right, what could be better, all of that. That's the way things should be done today. So I'm impressed. I wasn't expecting to get a call like this or a text or something like that, but kudos to you guys.
Yeah, we'll get two more. And it's going to be constructive, but also it's fun. It's nice to hear about the excitement.
Yeah.
And actually watching it unfold after. So it's fun.
Yeah. Now, do you just make these calls, or are you actually a rep as well that works with potential franchisees?
Yeah, I am a little bit of a rep. I'm actually COO of Franchise Key, so I'll be doing these follow-up calls. I do a little bit of the sales process too, just to stay familiar with it and through all that fun stuff. So a little bit everywhere, but that's how I like it. So
okay, good deal. And you guys represent all kinds of brands, right? Not just Glow.
yes, that is correct. We represent more than just Glow.
Okay.
So if somebody was thinking about working with us, Franchise Key, what would you tell them if they were still kind of on the fence but thinking about it?
What I would tell them is that I'm so confident about working with you guys, and in particular representing this brand from what I've seen, that I would sell it myself. I'd hang my hat under your umbrella and sell, 200 more of these locations across the country, because I so believe in what I've seen from the brand and from you guys and how you get it done. And another thing that I didn't mention is it's very comforting when people that do what you do for a living are investing their own money in a brand, because you've seen 200 different franchise models, and you've got people on your team or your owner or whatever that's going, look, I'm putting money into that. That's how much I believe in this. I mean, for any thinking person, they're going, wait a second, they do this for a living and they're putting their own money into this brand. That's pretty telling, because you've seen it all. Good, bad, and ugly. Good, bad, and ugly. So yeah, I would not hesitate, to the fact where as I move further along in this process and I keep seeing positive things, through opening, I have people under my umbrella that I'm going to go, look, if the territories aren't taken, you're crazy not to get involved with this. To that point, I think it's a little too early right now because I haven't experienced enough, but that time will certainly come. But shoot, the way things are going with Glow right now, there may be nothing left. I mean, 13 locations in Charlotte and stuff like that start popping up. It's like, holy moly. Somebody sees the vision. When you've got experienced franchisees that are biting off that much, that says something.
I'm really excited to talk with you again closer to your grand opening. And then once again, a few months after grand opening to see how it's going. So thank you for your time. It was great meeting you. And I look forward.
Great meeting you, Madison. I appreciate it a lot. And I look forward to speaking with you again.
Yeah, same. We have a great weekend.